Okay, so sometimes we read stories that are actually pretty well written, well-meaning, or, well, fun. I never want to discourage people from writing. I think everybody should try it, and nobody should stop trying it due to flames or goofy old men making jokes about them on YouTube. You could say, we're too busy reading to put anybody down, right? That said, sometimes you find a fic that is so rabidly cringy it demands to be put down. This tale focuses on Davy from the Monkees, 20 years old at the time of filming, getting sucked into the Little House on the Prairie TV show, where he kind of insinuates himself into Laura Ingalls' life with the hope of eventually marrying her. The story is not explicit. Nothing bad happens to Laura. It's just an uncomfortable premise, given that based on the plot points in the story, Laura would have been 9. If you would like to email fan art, fanfic submissions, complaints, email them to fanficnight@orderoftheleague.com. This is Fanfiction Theater, a celebration of naive writing in all of its foibles, flaws, and unintentional hilarity.
Can we get a couple of suggestions? Just throw out anything. We'll go hunting for a one-off.
Little House on the Prairie.
Okay.
That's my
15 choices for crossovers. It can cross over with Highlander, Dr. Quinn, Medicine Woman, Bonanza. That's a little too obvious. The Monkees, Attack on Titan, Frozen.
The
Glee.
monkey sounds really interesting to me. That
Okay.
really throws a monkey wrench into it.
Okay, let's look at those monkey ones. Davy on the Prairie.
Yeah. The Monkees had a TV show.
Hey, they're the Monkees. People say they monkey around. They're
That's
too
right.
Busy singing.
There
with
were
everybody
certainly
down.
worse things on Saturday mornings.
The picture looks like child molestation in the near future. That's what that looks like.
I don't.
Let's try not to completely sully Little House on the Prairie. We did listen to it. We enjoyed it.
Well, we can blame Lennon 909. Let's get into it.
Chapter 1. Davy meets Laura. Laura or Laura? Laura Ingalls. Laura.
Yeah.
One afternoon, while Mickey, Mike, and Peter were out, Davy was sitting in the pad watching his favorite show, Little House on the Prairie, TV in his room. He loved the Ingalls family, particularly the second child of the family, Laura. He loved the way she ran down the hill with her sisters and their dog Jack in the opening and ending credits. He felt sorry for her. He felt sorry
That's all
for
the
her
research
when her
that this author did.
He felt sorry for her when her worst enemy, Nellie Olson, fought with her and made fun of her. But he was proud when Laura stood up for herself and believed what was right. He didn't pay any attention to any of the other Ingalls children. Mary was not his type. Whoa.
Oh my God! What? Of course, they're talking about like the actress, right? As he's watching this episode for the first time. Mary's not my type, but Carrie seems kind of like the baby of the family.
Which did not suit his
You
taste.
do not like suit.
Carolyn and Charles were loving parents. They always looked out for their children, and he liked that. However, Davy felt that Laura should not marry Almonzo Wilder, as she would in later seasons. Davy thought that he should be the one to marry Laura. Okay, sure. He fell in love with her sparkling personality on the show. That afternoon's episode consisted of Nellie calling Laura names, which caused Laura to run home, crying.
Down the grassy hill? He likes that.
The rest of her family, I wonder if, like, later seasons she gets a little too old for him, you know? The rest of her family was out of town and wouldn't be back in Walnut Grove for 5 weeks, which meant she had the whole house to herself. Ma and Pa were a little
house, though.
It was. Ma and Pa were a little concerned, but she assured them she would be fine. Davy didn't think so when he saw that her feelings were hurt and she was alone without her sisters and parents. If only he could figure out a way to help her. He closed his eyes and thought to himself,
I wish I was with that bright child.
All of a sudden, a flash of
right.
light surrounded him, and in 2 seconds he realized he wasn't in the pad anymore. He was on the prairie in Walnut Grove. He ran down the prairie laughing with his arms in the air like Laura did. He loved the feel of the country air surrounding him, which was much different than California. When he reached the edge of town and rushed off to find Laura, thinking of a plan as he ran. He was definitely going to tell his mates about this adventure when he got back. He laughed at the thought of the looks on their faces, sprinting down the path to Laura's house. He had no idea how he would do it, but he was going to watch over Laura and take care of her for the family. She needed a friend, and he would be the one to comfort her. He finally reached the house, realizing that the door was open and heard her crying. He went into her bedroom to see Laura on the bed, her braids in front of her face. He brushed them aside and put a reassuring hand on her shoulder.
Laura,
he whispered. Okay. Not getting weird at all.
He had a British accent.
Where is this going?
I have
what the hell is this? Do the Monkees jump into television shows or something?
No.
They do all kinds
it
of
was
things.
absurdist, but it wasn't magic.
they can do whatever they put their minds to.
But he said, "I wish I was with that child," which weird. But he didn't say, "I wish I was 2 towns over from that child, so I had to run across the country." So that stuck in my craw too.
Yeah, but him running down the hill like her is like something right out of the
arms flapping, yeah.
Yeah, except that it probably wouldn't be Davy. It'd probably be they transported the straight man essentially. So,
Yeah, isn't what's it, Nesmith kind of the goofball?
Yeah.
Yeah, several.
This is this author's only fan fiction. I'm just
really more a cry for help.
What the hell's going on? I feel like I'm not getting a joke.
Yeah.
Wait, this guy's Lennon 909. I think that this is John Lennon, and he doesn't like the Monkees.
Trying to make them look bad.
What?
I'll make them look like pedophiles. I don't know which one sounds like what.
So should I keep going?
Let's tread lightly. If there are more warning signs, I say we bail.
Spitfire guesses that do you think that this is Davy Jones?
Oh, it might be older, yeah.
No, I assume that's what the picture is. Yeah.
Okay. Now, is this a picture of the author with Davy Jones, or did they just find somebody else's selfie? I don't know. I kind of like the idea of this 40-year-old woman writing this story about... All right.
Davy helps Laura with her situation. Laura was still crying, not noticing the touch of the stranger that had come into her room.
Just a touch of stranger.
Yeah, it's safe to leave the house with her. She'll take care of everything.
One of Billy Idol's less popular albums, The Touch of the Stranger. The soft English voice whispered her name once more. The girl continued crying, only to run into Davy's arms without looking at him. Davy rocked her and forth, soothing her, telling the girl that he was there and he would not let Nellie Olson hurt her ever again. He's gonna kill Nellie Olson.
She insulted Laura's dog. May have been the worst thing she ever did.
Her worst line was "Fuck you, Ingalls," and the horse she rode in on. Laura stopped weeping and looked up into the face of the kind stranger that was with her. She didn't know how her parents and sisters would react with a stranger in the Ingalls household. The more this author uses the word stranger, the more creeped out I get. But she wasn't afraid to trust him. She then had the courage to speak up, her voice trembling with fear.
Dare me to trust you? I'll do
it. How do you know my name? And who are you? You're definitely not from around our neck of the woods. Why did you see me crying?
Why did you see me crying?
That's how vision works, honey.
And why? Why?
This is like the question my daughter asks me, and I'm like, I don't know how to answer it. And then she just gets mad, like, no, what?
No, sweetheart. My accent gives it away. I'm from the future. This is a future accent. From Manchester, England. I was watching your show. Now, is she going to understand that? Do you really think this is going to work?
Probably not, yeah.
I was watching your show from a beach house I share with 3 friends of mine back in California. California, Manchester.
This just got really creepy.
It broke me heart to see you crying like that. When that mean Nellie Olson was bullying you. She doesn't deserve to be around you. If she hurts you again, I'll handle her. I'm David, but my friends call me Davy. You shouldn't be all alone in the house by yourself, especially a little girl like you. You could easily get hurt. I could
Stop,
hurt you.
no!
I'm going to stay here with you until your family gets back. I've been a fan of your show for years. We'll do something about that Nellie girl. She won't be bothering you again. Laura smiled and hugged him. Thank you, Davy. Yeah, there's a thank you, Davy, in the middle of this paragraph here.
You're apparently speaking in his thought bubble.
Yeah.
Thank you, Davy. But what about your friends? I'm sure they're worried.
They won't mind, love. Now go wash up, and I'll cook us supper like your ma does.
He said as it was getting dark out.
That's like skinning rabbits.
I know.
Yeah.
Also, it's like, I'm going to take care of
bread and skinning rabbits. And
I'm going to take care of Nellie. Look, nobody knows who I am here. I could easily get away with murder.
Yeah.
He remembered that today was Laura's last day of school and that her family would be gone for the whole summer. Davy didn't mind. He would enjoy the little girl's company. He put his tambourine down. Please note, he's had his tambourine this whole time.
I didn't know.
I see him
Now
like
I can
sneaking
visualize
up.
him running differently.
Yeah, I see him sneaking up behind her, just gently shaking the tambourine.
Chittering.
He put his tambourine.
That's the dedication he had as a musician. He always kept it with him.
He put his tambourine down and smiled as he started to change his clothes before cooking supper. What? What is it?
What? Into her mother's clothes? That's what I assume. I'm your ma now.
Call me Mrs. Doubtfire.
This was going to be the best summer the two ever had, and he would learn more about the charming and optimistic little girl he had learned to love so much.
Laura's
Since
POV.
this is first person, do you
I
want
don't think that Jesse wants to be a party to this.
Okay,
Yeah.
well,
Good. I can do Laura. I'll do.
Okay,
I'll do
all right,
Laura.
go ahead. Misha mentions that this is so normal and okay.
It's fine. This is good.
Just in case I did get in a box of like the Men in Black neuralizers, and I think it'll work through the webcam.
Okay.
So we have that. What kind of accent
No,
does Laura Ingalls Wilder have?
I would think it would be like a Minnesotan accent.
Wasn't it Michigan?
Michigan?
Michigan.
I thought they lived in Minnesota.
Maybe
Do
I'm
you
certain
really
it's-
even
thought
know the difference between a Michigan
I'm
and a
pretty
Minnesota
sure the little house
accent?
in the big woods.
Michigan?
Let's all work together on some backstory for Mr. Actor here.
Okay. All right.
Nellie
I
Jones is your sworn
quickly
enemy.
washed up, thinking about what Pa had said to me about Nellie. Oh, who's Pa?
Don't
Michael
fight
Landau.
with
Nellie. Stay strong.
Good.
Pa and Ma had told me never to talk to strangers, but I would assure them that Davy Jones was a kind person. I had tried to stay strong like Pa had told me to, but she kept bullying me every time I walked away. No, it's just bullying. She kept bullying me. Bullying me.
She would gore me with her
Bullying me, I
horns.
cried. Her brother Willie and her parents were mean to our parents. They always laughed and called me names, saying that our pa was always poor and had no money. I didn't believe them. Pa was always working extra hard to support our family. I was happy when David came. I had someone to keep me company over the summer. At least I didn't have Nellie to deal with while she was away with her family for 3 months. After washing up, I joined Davy in the kitchen. I sat down, laughing, when I saw him wearing Ma's apron.
He did.
I
He
say.
did get dressed in Ma's clothes.
Need any help? I asked him, scurrying up to the counter like a rabbit.
Now, keep in mind, he said he changed clothes, and now he's wearing Ma's apron. Is he wearing anything else?
He didn't bring anything else.
Right. Yeah.
Except the tambourine.
Laura scurrying up to the counter like a rabbit? I looked to see what he was making. It was our own potato cakes and vegetables.
He just took some already made food and put it back in the pan.
Oh, he took our food and served it in a wasteful way. Oh, I hope Pa doesn't have to.
I sure could, half pint.
He said with a laugh, adopting Pa's nickname for me.
I need all the help I can get.
You're not cooking it right. You're supposed to do it like this way, I said, telling him the steps to Ma's recipe. We chatted, getting to know each other as we prepared supper. He told me that he was from the year 1966 and was in a band called the Monkees. I laughed. You're not animals. Well, that is...
She just forgot the end quote there.
Well, that is our name, and it's not spelled like that. Ha 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 ha.
What? Oh, okay.
It's not
like
spelled
animals.
like the animal.
Yeah.
I thought he was sensing how she was spelling how she said the Monkees.
See, this is what I thought was dumb, that she spelled it right.
Oh, yeah.
He said, laughing back. He told me the proper way to spell their name. It took me a couple times until I finally got it.
Really?
I'm going to be a school teacher.
The bar was not that high. I mean, come on.
We chatted, smiled, and laughed as we finished preparing supper. This was the best first day of summer of my whole life, and it was just beginning. Davy had come into my life at the right time. A+. Would do business with again.
I keep looking at this optimistic girl next to me as we are preparing supper. I want to introduce her to Mickey, Mike, and Peter so bad. I will find the right time to take her to my world this summer. All we have to do is watch the Monkees TV program on her TV, and we should be transported right back.
Oh, God, I've never wanted to go back this far before. What have I done?
She could use some company while her family is away, and I would keep her away from that Nellie Olson who keeps bullying her. Laura is the one for me, not Almonzo. I wanted to think of a way of how I could...
Laura,
he
not
doesn't want to marry
Almonzo
Almonzo.
is the one for you?
Originally, I came back here with the intention to marry Almonzo. But now I'm like, this makes much more sense.
I wanted to think of a way how I would keep her safe from Nellie and her family. Okay, now you're getting a little... I'll keep you safe from your family. And to make her my girlfriend. But that would have to wait. For now, it was just Laura and I. She had the exact same smile that her pa had, which also reminded me of when I was her age. I was going to have many wonderful, treasured times with Laura. This was going to be the best experience of our lives. We both didn't know what was in store for us. Now we're just switching back to an omniscient point of view for the last half of the last sentence.
There's only one more, and I feel like it's the Prestige, and we should see it out.
Okay.
Yeah.
Chapter 3
I don't actually want to, but
is called...
Maybe we'll do an extra late show where we...
Chapter 3
Fanfic
is
After
called
Dark.
Escape from the Olosons. Okay?
Sounds like a Star Trek race, you know? The Olosons had invaded.
I hope this is going to end with him being hunted down like a dog.
I really hope they accidentally club Nellie to death with a rock and have to deal with the fallout. Oh, this is going to end with this isn't going to have an ending then. The next chapter is going to have a little Nellie action in it, so be prepared. Read on.
What? I don't like this.
So we aren't going to get an ending anyway.
I don't like this woman. She's a bad person. Do we honestly want to finish this if it's not even going to be the end of the story?
I don't.
No.
Like if there was a chance of it being finished, but this was from 2012, so.
Misha asks, does it make it worse or better that Laura was a real person?
Worse, because she was an actual child.
She wasn't writing when she was a child. She was an old lady. So.
Is that what form she's taking in this?
Yeah. She has many forms.
Laura is eternal.
Putting that away forever.